Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you a book talk and we're going to be talking about this book. I feel like it's been a while since I filmed anything. So today we are going to talk about Empire of Storms, and it is going to contain some spoilers, but don't worry, I will do a non-spoilery review and tell you all about the good things about this book that I really liked, and then we'll go on to doing the spoilery review, okay? So non-spoilery review. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars because it's that good. I will try to be as coherent as I can because this book just makes me want to squeal, and every single time I try to talk to someone about this thing, I just gush and they don't even understand what I'm talking about. So one of the things I really love about this book are the characters. I just love all of them, which is really rare because in most of the books that you read, you tend to focus on the main characters and you tend to like the main characters. But with this book, I found myself looking forward to other characters' points of view, because especially Manon and Elide, I felt like their storyline in this book are the most interesting. I mean, I'm not saying that Celaena's one isn't, but for me, that's the one I really was looking forward to. The second thing I really love about this book is the world building. In most fantasy books, you tend to have a map, right? And the characters would be talking about the different areas or the different places, but you never really see them go through all the places at once. With this book, I feel that Sarah J. Maas has given us a tour of her world. It's just opened up the whole world. If you think about the first and the second book, we were limited to Whitfold. In the third book, we saw Wendlyn and Whitfold, and then the fifth book, we were back at Whitfold again. But this book, we were everywhere. And this book has kept me on the edge of my seat. And you know that bookworm problem of saying to yourself, you know, you've been reading all this time and then you just say to yourself, okay, one more chapter, because I haven't done anything the whole day. I've been reading this book. I just need to do something else. I need to be productive. So you lie to yourself and say, you know, one more chapter, and then you end up saying to yourself, you really need to read the other chapter. Well, I had that problem with this book, especially this book. I tried as much as I can to stop reading because it is a thick book and I didn't want to just devour it, because, you know, when it ends, I have to wait another year or two for the next book. Say I'm reading Celaena's point of view, right? And at the end of the chapter, shit hits the fan and I just need to read the next chapter because I really want to know what happens to them. Is someone going to die? And so you look at the next chapter and then you realize it's in someone else's point of view, and you say, okay, just one more chapter. I just need to read through this so then I can read whatever happens to Celaena or something like that. So you're reading this chapter with someone else's point of view, not Celaena's. And then shit happens to them at the end of the chapter and you're like, oh my god, what happens? And then you flip and it's someone else's point of view, and it's the point of view of Celaena, who you've been wanting to read because you want to find out what happens to them. And so you're just like, okay, I'm gonna read this because I want to know what happens to them. But then obviously the next point of view is someone else's, and that's basically what happens. It's like every single chapter something happens. So that is it for the non-spoilery review. We are going to the spoilery bit of the review now, and so if you haven't read this book, please click stop and read the book and then come back and we'll talk about the whole thing. So the book opens with Elena and Gavin talking about their impending doom because they're going to face Erewhon, right? And Elena is basically talking about something that can help save the both of them and save their generation, whatever. And we figure out later that it is actually a lock. She's talking about a lock to, you know, lock the weird keys or the word keys, whatever. Because obviously if you have keys, you have locks as well. And then it jumps to the present day with, okay, I'm gonna call her Celaena because this is getting ridiculous. I know her name's Aileen, right? But I still want to call her Celaena. So Celaena and Rowan and Aiden and Lysandra and Evangeline are basically in Terrassen. Hallelujah. She's back and she's going to take her throne. She's going to be a queen. and they've arranged to meet the lords that have been loyal to Terrassen, and they picked this clearing as a venue, but unfortunately it was raining, so the lords sent a messenger saying, I'm old, it's raining, I can't keep up, let's meet at this tavern. And obviously everyone's saying, you know, we have to secretly meet because we don't know who's spying, whatever, so they have to make the place safe just in case someone attacks them or whatever. So I found that a little bit weird because she's the queen, she's just come back. If you're loyal to Terrassen, you would want to serve your queen, right? No? Okay. And then we meet Lord Darrow. Hey, that dude actually annoyed me, and this is where the politics comes to play. Basically, he's saying that she cannot be a queen, she is a princess of That annoyed me a little, because I was thinking to myself, do you know what's in Morath? Do you know what's coming? There is an evil dude knocking at your door, or about to knock on your door, and you're telling me you're playing politics? Like, dude, this woman has powers. But I do understand what he's saying. I do understand that Celaena at this point, because Celaena is unpredictable and she tends to, you know, have her temper, and that she's very spontaneous. Now, it's spontaneous in a bad way because she lets herself get so worked up when people piss her off, basically, and she has a short temper. And that seems to be one of the attributes when you have the element of fire as your power. You tend to be short-tempered. And I sort of feel for Celaena, you know, because everyone is saying that she just left them hanging. She didn't care for her people, blah, 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 blah. And I think to myself, guys, she was 8 when she found her parents dead. And she nearly died. And someone was after her. What can an 8-year-old do? I'm sorry. If it were me, I would really run away. I wouldn't want to know what happens. I don't want to die. I just want to survive. And it's not like she had a nice life either. She was trained to be an assassin. She was trained to kill, and you know, that can ruin someone's soul. And it's not fair that Ren would say, oh yeah, something along the lines of, yeah, well, you've left Terrassen for 10 years anyway. We're not gonna worry if you leave again. I was like, what? The thing that I really like about the encounter with Darrow is when Aileen says, I have to read it because it's so good. She says, I promise you that no matter how far I go, no matter the cost, when you call for my aid, I will come. I promise you on my blood, on my family's name, that I will not turn my back on Terrassen as you have turned your back on me. I promise you, Darrow, that when the day comes and you crawl for my help, I will put my kingdom before my pride and not kill you for this. I think the true punishment will be seeing me on the throne for the rest of your miserable life. I was like, hell yeah. And he was like, where are you going? And she was like, to call in old debts and promises, to raise an army of assassins and thieves and exiles and commoners, to finish what was started long ago. In your face, Darrow, in your face. The women in this book are such badasses. The women in this book are such badasses. Lysandra and her shifting into the dragon to call on the Messinian, whatever. The only thing that I really found a bit disturbing with this book is that it was not disturbing or anything, but I feel that everyone's paired up for some reason. I don't know why, and for some reason everyone's royalty now. I don't understand. Manon being the last Crosian queen, I just don't understand why everyone has to be a royalty, you know? And I just love the 13. I love Astrid, is that what her name is? I can't remember, but Astrid and her relationship with Manon, I just felt for them, especially their loyalty. It's just something to admire. Lysandra and Aiden, they're so funny, especially when they were in Skulls Bay and they just finished with the kind of attack, and Lysandra can't change back to being herself. She was basically stuck in her dragon form, and he was like, I will marry you. I shipped them so badly. And Elide and Locken as well, was it Lochen or Locken? he is so sweet. He is such a brute, but he is so sweet, especially when she needed toiletries. That was so cute. I don't know, okay? I just thought that was really cute for someone who is so manly and so fierce and so deadly. He's pulled strips. I was like, what the hell? This is so cute. I ship them so badly. I feel sorry for Dorian in this book a little bit, because he is a king, but then he's sort of put to the side, you know. Sometimes it seems that he's not part of the crew. And so I really feel sorry for him, because he's just lost everything. And it was nice that he has some kind of interaction with Manon. So, you know, it's quite nice to see that Dorian has someone. Lena, like, she's so stupid. So all this time, this is her fault, right? She's not there to help her. She's there to basically tell her what her fault was. It's just, I thought she was there to help them, right? But she's the reason why they're in there in the first place. I mean, you could have told her the truth ages ago, but the ending though, Elide and Selena, such a nice reunion, because obviously Elide's mom, Miriam, saved Selena, and Selena's basically indebted to her. When Selena sort of gave the message to her, when she says, you know, your mom says I love you before she died, I was like, I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry. The ending literally rendered me speechless. I was in a daze for the whole day. I was thinking, did that really just happen? I felt like I was left in that spot where everyone realized the things that Selena has been doing all this time. So in this book, Chaos is basically absent. Many people have said that, you know, they didn't like the book because Chaos not here. Chaos is basically their favorite character. I didn't really mind that he was not here. He's in the south trying to get himself sorted, right? So there really isn't much point in figuring out what was happening to him then. I mean, it would be nice to know what happens to him, but in that sense, I didn't feel that something was missing, because we know where he is. We've always been reminded that, you know, Kale is trying to get himself better, to try and walk again, and to rally some alliance with the people in the southern continent. It's nice to read about it on the next book, and it's another story to tell. Many have commented that it reminded them of Akamoth. It's so similar to it, and yes, there are some similarities, especially the sex scenes. Well, it's not similar, but you know, it contained sex scenes whilst before it didn't. And also the fact that Rowan and Selena got married before shit hits the fan, basically, like Rosalind and Feyre. So those are the similarities, but I didn't mind them. And especially the fact that they are mates. They can't live without each other, kind of thing, which for me I didn't really mind, because they are fairies. I guess Sarah J Maas has a certain way of, you know, in her mind, these are what fairies are supposed to be. I didn't really mind it. That's her interpretation of what fairies do. So I didn't really care. I enjoyed the book, and there are different characters. Feyre is completely different to Selena, and Rowan's completely different from Risen, whatever his name is. So yeah, anyway, that is it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please leave a comment below, and please give it a thumbs up if you like it, and please subscribe for more videos. See you guys later. Bye.